From the iconic casinos of downtown Las Vegas comes the shoot of a lifetime, the Vegas shoot. Once we get through all these casinos. And now, the Vegas shoot. This is the South Point Hotel and Casino. Here is a free trippy light show. And now we're going to enter the South Point Casino, utilizing the handy dandy handicap buttons. Thank you. Alright, this is the main casino entrance and floor. We got our Vegas shoot signs. And we're going to go fast forward through the unimportant parts of the casino. Now I know no one showed up for the gambling portion of this, so we're going to stick to the archery side. So to our right here we have the little general store. Buy your stuff and your gifts. Got some elevators that go somewhere, but not to archery things. So ahead of us we're going to head towards the elevators, which will take you up to your rooms or room. And to the right up here is the way to the shoot. So let's see it from a different point of view. Now we're getting off the elevator here. And as you can see, once you round this bend, there was the area we just came from. Now we're going to make a left. Now when carrying a recurve, it's always wise to use the appropriate hand signals. That way you don't run over anybody, or they don't run over you. All right, another left, and this is the main hallway down to the shoot itself, to the vendor area and all the shooting rooms and the arena. The world famous Vegas shoot sign. Now you may be asking yourself, why is there no one here? That was because some of this is being filmed in off times or ahead of the actual shoot. The Vegas shoot this year actually brought in over 2,500 shooters. That doesn't count the vendors and just the support staff for those archers. So there is a lot of people here. Now we're going to head past the always happy security, and we're going to head up the escalator. Now it's pretty cool. And the stairs in the middle, they actually have some, recurve and/or compound shooters. They seem to rotate every year, and it's pretty neat because you get like the full picture, but they're just on one portion of the steps. Alright, now this is the main hall here. It's not too packed at the moment. Generally when the shoots let out and or check-in, which you can see is closed up right now, there's usually a pretty massive line, so that's something you always want to do, either ahead of everybody else or, stick it out in that line until it clears out. Now, I'm going to take you to two places from here. This way, we are going down to the practice arena. This is a new portion of the building that I believe was just completed this year. So we're going to head down and we're going to check out the practice.
Or it turns off all the screens and stuff, it still records.
Yeah, because look, it has no. Maybe. I don't know. It almost reminds you of one of those maze games when you're walking down here. Every time you turn the corner, you think you're there, and it's another room. All right, so we're almost there now. This year they happened to run a scanning system where they printed out a barcode on your actual registration thing that identified, what archer, who you were, and what line and stuff you were shooting on. So they had a fast pass and a non-fast pass. Brought to you by this Team Impact Archery. So we're just going to chill out here till it's our turn, and they're going to scan our card and give us a target location because they were assigning target spots.
Hello, good morning. Good morning. You guys already paid for the weekend?
Oh, yeah. Trailer Queen.
The fast pass.
We drive, they put it in the
I
trailer.
gotta get a special phone for that.
That's why you said agree paying first, and I know you got twice or something. There you go. That's a no.
Yeah.
That'll be the only bonus
It's supposed to be a good time.
All right, after being signed in, scanned in, we're then given our target spot, and we're going to continue on our way here in just a moment.
All 50s. And then part of length and the braids are better than the braid is coming along. But all the
Now again, this video is taken of the practice range kind of off hours. I believe this is actually the pre-practice day, so it's the day before official practice. I was down here videoing this. So during the official shoot times, an hour before, it is very, very packed. It was a much better practice location than some of the previous years. There was definitely a lot more targets and bales that we can shoot at, so that was helpful in that manner. Now here are some shots of it filling up a bit, just to give you a perspective of what this practice range is capable of holding, and how much use it actually got. Now this is one of the more fuller times. I believe it was actually before one of these shoots, and you can see in the far left corner there's quite the line starting to build. All right, now we're going to go straight ahead instead of making the left that we made before. We're going straight ahead into the vendor area and check out the supporters and vendors of the Vegas shoot. Right up ahead we have Limb Saver and a target company that makes targets, Maple Leaf Press. We have PSC, the bow company. Now, if I missed anybody, excuse me for missing anybody, but maybe you can see them through the video if you're interested in checking out any of these companies' products. Okay, we're gonna round the bend here, and to our right is the arena.
Yeah, you keep stumbling over. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to see what's out on that. Well, I mean, we can all look. I mean, there's no number.
This is probably one of the biggest years, at least from my time of going to the Vegas shoot, for vendors. This is the most I've seen personally. There may have been more in the past, but I have not seen more vendors than this so far. The vendor area is a pretty cool place. You get to meet the manufacturers of your equipment. You can talk with them about things you like. They'll show you the new products they have coming out for that model year. Some of the additional things is some of these places actually run really good sales on the equipment they have there, or they run like raffles where you can go and win like stabilizers or maybe even bows and such. So that's pretty awesome. We got Excel Sights and Matthews, which has quite the block of space taken up.
It's a big circle.
The pavilion area you saw right there, if you go through that door, it actually leads down into the practice area. So it's kind of like a shortcut in a way, depending on the traffic. Alright, so we're actually about halfway through the vendor area. We're going to round the next corner here.
And it really was my fault because I wasn't able to do it. I looked.
Alright, we have MK Archery. And behind them was American Whitetail. There's also a lot of booths for archery organizations like USA Archery and Kappa, the Collegiate Archery Program. So there was a lot of non-manufacturers there that were, showing off their associations. All right, now coming around to the awesome people of Doinker and their stabilizers, which are fantastic. They had a whole variety of things that you can, play with and questions to ask them. And as always, Lancaster has shown up with their huge trailer. Also, Alpin was here, the optics company. And that is quite the trailer that Lancaster showed up with. The really cool part is that they pretty much carry all the stuff you could ever need on your bow at the tournament. So you need nocks, you need vanes, they have you covered. Here is Shibuya,
いやいやいや、終わっちゃいましたよ。一緒に8打ったから。
And we are almost done the vendor area.
You're famous.
Angel Archery, known for their quivers primarily, but they also make other products.
Hello there, sir. How are you doing?
Now, to your left over there, there's a desk, and behind them is actually a bouquet storage area. So if you were looking to keep your equipment somewhere closer to the practice area and the shooting area, you could pay to have it stored there instead of keeping it up in your room. Now, around the back portion here, we have Elite and Scott Archery. And Easton is hiding in the back over here. The whole bunch of Easton attire. And also, wait, hanging out with Easton. They let you try out all their new bows they have coming out. They got t-shirts.
Excuse me.
So we're going to work our way through here, and we're going to hit the last couple vendors that are out in the back. Alright, we have Bow Junkie and Leopold around the corner right there. And that is actually going to wrap up our vendors. Alright, so this is a closer look at the arena area, just to give you guys the experience of the expanse of this place. They host all the championship shoots, so your compound, recurve, male, female, they are all hosted for the most part in the arena. They also host in the arena, one of the first nights is the World Archery indoor event. So you're going to have a whole bunch of international shooters shooting against each other to find out who is going to be crowned the indoor champion of that year. Now, Vegas is the fourth leg of the World Archery circuit. Also, the arena hosts the final for the Vegas shoot. The final is the iconic, where you have about 10 shooters, all with perfect scores, and they're just going to slug it out to see who's the best. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and as always, happy shooting.